What's up, nerds? We're kicking off Superman Week with the Deluxe Superman from McFarlane Toys. Since this is a long format review, we're going to take our time with this guy and actually compare him to the basic version that I have also recently reviewed. So, as always with these McFarlane Toys, you've got the excessive amount of twist ties or rubber ties that are in there that make me freaking insane. I end up picking them up for days and days afterwards. But what can you do whenever you're a DC addict like I am? You just every now and then need a nice Superman. And of course a mangy Krypto as well. I found that to get these things out of here proper, it's best to go from the backside right here and pull on them a little bit, pick them up, and then do a quick cut and release the figure. Got Krypto out of there. Supes out of there. I can already tell there's a great difference between this one and the basic one. Bet you can guess what it is too, just looking at that. But he also has other faces. This is pretty cool. Pop the other faces out of there. Got, of course, the flight hands as well. The other one came with the flight hands. But this one I'm more apt to have fly. And I'll show you that in a second. Collect all my twist ties and dump them back into the box. Freaking these good stupid ties drive me crazy. I end up picking them up throughout the week. I don't know if you know how these work, but I end up reviewing things in my toy room, usually about 6 to 7 at a time. I release them daily just to keep some constant content on the page. So get this out of here. That way there's never just a lull and everything. You know, I get at least a daily review in there. But then I end up spending way too much money and decide that I need to do every other day. And then I get backed up. Like right now, we've got these things going through the middle of August. So pretty crazy. All right. So Superman, the Corn Sweat version of Superman, at least I think that's, what a name, right? Corn Sweat. But the dude looks the part. And by the time you're seeing this, hopefully I've already seen the movie, though I doubt it. Articulation, you've got neck, shoulders. Yep, shoulders, biceps, double elbows, torso, waist has got a little bit of articulation in there. He does have rubber trunks to give him a little bit more articulation and bend. You can see he can actually, why am I looking down his pants? Why am I looking down his shorts? What the hell is wrong with me? So anyway, you can move his shorts like that. He has hip articulation, double knees, something seriously must be wrong with me, ankles, twist and rock, and toes, like so. Now this one, unlike this guy here with the hard plastic cape, this one has the cloth goods cape. And not only is it cloth goods, but it's also a wired cape. So you can do some really super cool poses with it. That's what makes this a superior version of Superman, and one that I'm very pleased that I found at GameStop of all places. Of course it's GameStop. I always find things at GameStop. It is my go-to location for toys nowadays. Now, the torso here is also very pliable, very soft, so he can strike some pretty impressive poses. Now, this version of Superman also comes with a really adorable mangy Krypto. I love it. He's got one little ear popped up like he's listening. That's so cool. Articulation, he has, let's see, does his neck twist, or am I about to twist his head off? Looks like his neck twists a little bit, but I'm not going to push it because it's not got a whole lot of give to it, and I don't want to pop his neck off. Yeah, or his head off. He also has the cloth goods cape, and that's it as far as articulation. His legs do not move, nor does his tail move. So he's just a cute little puppy. Very cool. All right, I really like the collar right there with the Superman symbol. That's neat. He also comes with the collector card with a bio. So I'm going to have to read. Ooh, let's read this together. I'm not in a hurry, so I can do this. Both a son of the otherworldly Krypton and planet Earth's small town Smallville, the metahuman superhero Superman, a.k.a. Metropolis's Daily Planet record. Jesus, that's a lot of titles. Superhero Superman, aka Metropolis's Daily Planet reporter Clark Kent, must now juggle both jobs and personas while under the most severe attack he's ever faced. If Lex Luthor has his way, Superman will soon see the last of Earth, and Earthlings will rejoice. Krypto, a medium to large-sized untrained white dog who wears a red cape similar to Superman's. Krypto has the strength of a superhero, but the enthusiasm of an oversized puppy, an often dangerous combination. Beloved by Superman despite his inability to take commands, Krypto barrels around and pounces on anything and anyone, tail flapping and tongue dangling like a goof. That's kind of adorable. Superman also comes with 3 additional faces. To switch out the face, what you got to do is pluck it right off of his head, which is freaking twisted as hell. Once you pop the face off, you see he's got a hole right there underneath his hairline and one in the center of his face, which is terrifying. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put in the heat vision face. So I guess you just tuck it under his head like so, and just snaps right into place like that. So there we have heat vision face. That's pretty neat. Okay, all right, let's check out the other faces. The faces actually hold on pretty well, so it's not necessarily easy to remove the face. Let's see, what's the difference between the first one and this one? Oh, this is pissed off face. This is the one he yells at Lex Luthor with. Look, he's got the crinkles right there between his eyebrows. All right, that's a pretty cool face. Okay, next. And the last version of the face is the one that does not want to get on his head. There we go. Is slightly concerned, a little more stern looking, but not angry face. Okay, I don't know if that was necessarily. Maybe a smile would have been cool. I think for my intents and purposes, though, I am going to go with angry face Superman. So I'm going to give him a nice crinkled forehead. I do also like the fact that his spit curl is actually kind of forward on his head, so that's pretty cool. The other one is actually attached to his head. It's like plastered down. Get on there. Not gonna lie, it's really weird changing out faces for action figures. It's not something you get a lot of in Star Wars. You usually get the replaceable heads. Well, this one does not want to go back on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Not bad. Comparing the two, it's the same body type, same articulation and everything. The main difference is, of course, the cloth goods cape with the wire in it that's holding it in different poses. So that's pretty awesome. But like I said, he does have a couple of extra hands. So let's go ahead and pop off his right hand here. Yep, this pops right off. Go ahead and put on the flight hand like so. Pop off his left hand. We've got the left flight hand. Okay, so now you can either karate chop a villain or strike a flight pose. Not bad. I almost feel like he still needs a fist in this one right here. Never looks quite right whenever Superman has both hands outstretched. He needs like one in the fist pose like so. He's got a little bit of torque right there. Get him in a nice flight pose. Get his cape defying gravity a little bit. And suddenly you have a flying Superman. That is awesome. Okay, I really dig this one. Nice. Very, very cool. All right. He also comes with a stand. Of course, it is the McFarlane standard round stand with the single peg. I don't know why he hasn't quite realized that his figures do not stand with only one peg. They need a double peg, in which case I always utilize my Tashi Station Emporium stands or Moocher's 3D Lab, whichever one you want to name it. I think he's currently transitioned all the way over to Moocher's 3D Lab. He's transitioned. So we're going to go ahead and utilize one of his 6-inch stands and see how well the figure stands. All right. So I've got your 6-inch stand right here. This is not a paid advertisement for Tashi Station Emporium. Never is, as a matter of fact. He's just a friend of mine who makes killer stands. And yeah, I have a large supply of these things just kind of sticking around all the time, and they just work for every freaking toy line. Can't go wrong. All right, so here we go. Tashi Station Emporium / Moocher's 3D Lab stand is a success. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's a really cool figure. I'm glad I found him. Of course, I found it at GameStop, as I do. They're always at GameStop. He looks really dumb with his karate chop hand like that. Pop that back off and put on, where'd the basic hand go? Oh, here it is. Okay, go ahead and put the basic hand back on there. I don't know what he's grasping, but it's better than a karate chop hand. So there we go. Not a bad figure at all. So yeah, GameStop price on the deluxe figure at GameStop was $37.99. Pretty pricey for a 7-inch tall figure. They also had Ultraman, and for some reason Ultraman was also a deluxe figure, even though he only came with like 2 extra hands. That was it. He's not a bigger figure. I don't think he is worth the price. He doesn't come with anything extra like Krypto or faces or a cape that's as cool as this. So I wouldn't waste your money on that one. Wait until you find him on sale or on clearance somewhere. But this Superman figure is worth it. This is a really cool figure. Stands perfectly. You got Krypto right there with him. What a cool set. So there you go. Superman with Krypto. That is a cool freaking set. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to this extra long, probably a little bit boring review of Superman figure. And as always, my friends, keep it nerdy.